By the way, College Station was happening this weekend because it was Mexico versus Brazil.
Okay.
In a friendly game. It's like 103,000 people at Kyle
Field.
Field.
And then there was a baseball game, too.
Although it's about to get, that record is going to get beat this weekend.
George Strait?
Yep.
Oh, George Strait.
Oh, yeah.
What were you there for, Eric?
Just a friend had a party.
Oh, nice.
They swimming, drinking.
Look at you. Going to College Station.
It's funny because my father-in-law stayed at the hotel where the players stayed. He's like, I'm drinking my coffee, and all of a sudden I just see like
all these teams
all these
showing up for food.
Guys with Brazilian shirts on, and then 30 minutes later, these guys with Mexico colors on their shirts. Like, yeah, that was the team. That's where they stayed.
Was there a pool at said
I know you would have liked that. Like Kevin would have loved that.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, kidding.
Soccer guys probably do have the best bodies, Kev, I bet. They're
do.
not too big.
They're normally very fit.
Their physiques are very athletic.
They do a lot of cardio.
Before we
You
get
know
into
that,
Hired or Undesired, I've got to address this text at 37530 because, Monday in general, people are just already like, because it's Monday. But it's extra bad when you're already having legit reasons to be down. One of our texters said, guys, you are the highlight of my morning. I'm down bad. I feel like crying at the gym. My daughter and I had a fight before she left on her school trip to Europe this morning. My son is on his way to Colorado for a month with his dad. I have to go to work on cleaning out my father's house who passed away in April, and the memorial service is this weekend. I'm feeling so down, and you guys are getting me through. Thank you. I love you so much. We give you a big Roula and Ryan Joe hug.
Come on, everyone, hug.
It's going to be okay in the long run.
I'm so sorry. If you can call
You'll
or
get
text
past
your
this.
child before she takes off on that trip, you're going to feel worse about it when she's mid-flight and it's hanging over you that y'all had this fight. So just send her a text that you love her.
You can always say long run, but there's no guarantees in life.
I know.
For a
but
long
you
run,
just
that's
gotta,
why you want to.
You gotta have
now.
faith that it's all going to work out.
Act now. I'm sorry, having a bad day. I hope it gets better for you. Okay, 713-390 KRVE is our phone number. We're calling this Hired or Undesired. You had a job interview, and something really weird or unusual happened during the interview, and then we're going to guess, did you get that job or not? We're talking about the summer 7 o'clockers versus the school 7 o'clockers.
It's always different in the summertime. You never know, like, listening patterns
They've
when people
changed.
are listening. So I know we got a bunch lined up. Let's just go
And
for
remember,
it.
when you tell us the story, do not give us details that will give us the cue to the answer. Like, we need to just guess what the answer is going to be. Kat is up first. Hello, Kat. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right, let's hear it. Tell us about the interview.
Okay, so freshly graduated college. I was trying to apply to be a teacher. During the interview, they had like this group of students. There was one boy. He was like doing the most. He was talking. He was like trying to make jokes with kids next to him. He was just doing his own thing. And I was in the middle of my lesson that they had me try, and I gave him a look. And I said, boys, you need to quit or I can put you out of this classroom. And the assistant principal was in there. The principal was in there. The teaching instruction person was in there. And they just kind of looked at me, too. And I just kept going. And I was like, well, hopefully that did not ruin everything for me.
All right, let's see.
Okay.
From
So-
that.
Did they commend her for just calling out the misbehaving child?
I think that
or
takes
Did they not
Right.
like how she said it?
cojones to do that in front of them.
Yeah.
Right, because it's the test. It's the behavior test of a
But
crazy
then
classroom.
I'd be thinking, if she did that in front of me, what is she going to do if I'm not there? Like, how is she going to treat
What
the
do you mean?
kids?
What?
You think she's
doing the
like
right
super
thing.
aggressive?
I'm just saying, she did the right thing, but sometimes you're
I'm
thinking.
saying hired. I think maybe they're impressed.
I'm going with Hired. What do y'all say?
she didn't throw him across her lap and
But that's what they're going to think. That's what she'd do if
Speak
they
like
weren't
your mama
there.
should have. Hired. Prank call.
She's just what we need.
3
And
Hireds.
kids need that.
Yeah.
Is it unanimous Hired? Or Sam and Eric, I'll say Undesired.
I want to go
Sam's
with
good
hired.
at this game, so I'm going to
Right.
go with her.
No, but I want to go with hired, but I'm not going to go with hired for some reason.
All right, I'm
Just
going to go.
switch it
I'm
up.
following Sam.
So
This
2
Monday.
Undesired, 3 Hired.
Yeah.
I'm hoping
Let's
she's
go
hired.
to Kat. Kat, 3 Hired, 2 Undesired. Did you get the job?
I was hired. I'm actually my 6th year teaching, and I'm doing summer school.
Boy, I'm going to take you out of this classroom.
What they say?
It was middle school. To give you
Yeah.
some context, it was
Yeah, you
middle
gotta
school.
They deserve
Wrangle
it.
wrangle those kids.
Did the teacher say? Did the principal say anything to you about it? Like, I liked how you acted.
No, they were actually really impressed because that was one of their big heavy hitters in classrooms. They were impressed that I was able to handle him.
Nice.
Right.
Good for you. All right, Kat. Bravo.
It was like a plant. They threw that heavy hitter in there on purpose.
I thought it was planned, and they're like, no, that's just him on the regular basis.
Oh, no, good luck with that. Good luck with that, Kat. We'll see what you say next week. Thank you, Kat, for listening. Wait, hold on, real quick, one question. Because you said you're doing summer school, do you have a regular teacher schedule for summer school? Is that why you're awake right now?
Well, we get in at 7:15, so I'm like running late, but it's only 9 days.
Oh, 9 days. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm helping the bilingual students, so getting ready for 5th grade.
Got it.
Very cool.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Well, thanks for listening, Kat. Have a great
you guys,
summer.
long-time listener.
Oh, thank you.
You guys were on that other radio show. I've been
Wow.
listening with my
Thank
mom
you.
when I was a little girl.
Look at you. And now you're a full-grown
Now I'm
adult with a
grown
job.
Parent, and now my daughter listens
Just
with
keep-
me.
Look at that. Keep carrying it on.
Awesome.
You're raising them right, Kat. You're raising them
That's
right.
the biggest compliment you can get.
Totally. Generational listening. I love it. Thank you, Kat. Have a great day.
Thank you guys. Have
Bye,
a good
sweetie.
morning. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You too.
Lisa is up next. It's Hired or Undesired. Tell us about something that happened in the interview that may have caused you to not get the job. We're going to guess whether you ended up getting hired or not. Hi, Lisa. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's your story? Remember, don't give us any clues as to what the answer is.
Okay, so I had an interview internally in another department within my organization, and it was kind of made clear to me that it was a courtesy interview based on one of my references.
Got it.
And we went through the interview. It went fine. And at the end, they'll ask, do you have any questions for us?
Yeah.
And so I said, what do you think my biggest challenge would be in this role? And one of the people, there were 3 I was interviewing with, said, me, I would be your biggest challenge. That person would have been my boss. And that really kind of threw me for a loop, but that's my interview story.
Wow. What do you think
What's
she would...
my biggest challenge? Me.
Yeah.
I'm your biggest
Did they
challenge.
say it with a smirk? Like a...
Oh, no. Oh,
They were serious.
No, I was afraid of this person.
Yeah, you're like, I don't want this job.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to put her down so we don't ask any more.
So then is the question like refused or excused? I don't know. Like,
Maybe that guy
like, what
wanted
are we
her.
saying? Like
I say hired.
She's like, they hired me, but I didn't want them.
Hired.
That's what I'm thinking.
She saw it as a challenge. She's hired.
I say hired and miserable.
Yep.
And that's why she's calling us right now.
Give me
Kind of quiet.
Yeah.
She's hiding
Or
from that
maybe
challenge
the-
boss.
The woman turned out to, or the person turned out to be just fine,
Plus, she had a good question. You always have to, when they
Yeah.
ask any questions, if you say none,
Yeah.
you're done.
Okay, I'm going to go hired, and I'm going to guess that person doesn't work there anymore.
Ooh.
Like the boss.
Okay.
That's good.
Another
yeah.
person is challenging
Or
her.
say
Maybe she's the boss
hired.
now.
Maybe.
Oh, and
okay,
she's
what do you
over.
say, Eric? Do you say hired?
Hired.
Kevin hired?
hired. Yeah.
Ryan said hired. We all
Yep.
unanimously think hired.
Yes.
Okay, Lisa, we think we all think you got hired.
I did get hired.
Bravo.
I'm still there. I am still there.
Is that person still there? The challenge person?
Okay, the first long time, first year, the first many months with that person was difficult, but I ended up really loving that person a lot.
Oh.
The person is no longer there. She retired, but she was that was just her personality, that was kind of hard, but she really was great.
Wow. So the challenge ended up, becoming somebody that you really liked.
It's so hard, though, as
Yeah.
you get older to deal with that. Like people yelling at you and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you're a grown
I don't want to
person,
be yelled at by anybody.
it's like,
I mean, she did yell a lot, but she was still, she
Yeah.
was so good.
Good.
she was good, but she yelled at you? Wow.
Well, she was extra. Maybe it's the way she did it.
Life's too short.
Yeah, how'd she do it? Like,
How did she say it?
like when
you're
she yelled
saying
at
she
you, was it
yelled.
because you screwed up or something? But she made it.
No. Just our offices weren't too far apart from each other, so it was constant just yelling instead of picking up the phone or
Oh,
feeling
like
bad.
that. Like,
just
Kat, you're gonna.
Oh, I don't think I'd like that.
Lisa, you hear me, Lisa? Like that kind of stuff.
Kevin lived that for a year and a half. And his
Yeah,
first
yeah.
radio job.
Oh, yeah.
There's a boss.
And weren't you a nervous wreck the entire time?
Lo siento.
You did it, though. I wouldn't have lasted 2 weeks.
No.
I would have quit. My nerves would have been shot.
You have that voice dead down.
Yeah,
That's
that is-
exactly that man's voice.
Yeah.
I've never heard him, but that's what I imagine.
He's 100%
He's pretty
imitating
spot on.
him. That's
Yeah.
exactly
and
how
that was
that
him
man
being
sounded.
nice. That wasn't like.
Yeah, that was him.
You just scream at you in Spanish with bad words.
Hey, how was your morning? Did you have a good night last night? How's it going? Come on, give me love. He'd hug me and pick me up and hug me and.
That's when he was high
And
on
then yell at you.
cocaine.
Yeah,
gave
and then
him super
holler at me.
strength.
Come on, bring it in.
He had the white line superpowers.
The first night he got to be our program director, he made us all go to his house and watch Scarface.
This isn't even anything to do with
my
radio.
God.
Like,
So weird.
This is what kind of boss I'm gonna be, okay?
That is so
Oh my
weird.
God.
I'd have been
Down a-
terrified. I'd be like, this is
throw you
a
off a
weirdo.
helicopter.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
really,
Or
you know,
chainsaw?
he's the one who got the axe.
Okay, we couldn't get to your call. Go to the listener line at 713-278-VENT, and then you're going to take a pause after you tell us about the interview, and then tell us if you got hired or not. That way you can listen to it later. Coming up next, we do have a Roses update with Steve. Remember last week he thought Melissa, his girlfriend, might be cheating with his dad, but it wasn't his dad. There was a twist. You'll get the recap and the update next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Now, time for a Roula and Ryan's Roses update.
We're going to do this on the air.
104.1 KRBE.
All right, parental discretion is advised. Steve and Melissa go to SFA. She's in Dallas. He's in Houston, but she usually
break.
comes in. Yeah, she usually comes in on a Friday. And she didn't come in on a Friday this one time, and he thinks that maybe she did come in on a Friday and was like messing around with her dad because they've been
his
flirting.
Dad? Oh no, man, were we waiting for that to happen? But as I had Steve listening in on the line, and I had Melissa on the phone offering her a staycation versus a red dozen of roses. Here's what Melissa said about who she wants to be her companion in this hotel.
His name is Bill.
What the Bill? That's my dad's best friend.
Wait,
Whoa.
Why are you taking my Uncle Bill with you? What the
Hello?
Melissa,
Hello?
Steve, you jumped the
Oh, my
gun.
God, I knew that you were lying to me. I knew that you last weekend. What
What's
the
going
believe this?
Wow.
This is
I
ridiculous.
can't believe you
Melissa,
called
why don't
and
you-
tried
why
to
don't you
embarrass
just-
me on the radio.
Well, why don't you just tell me the truth that you're my dad's best friend? Not only were you flirting with my dad and drinking with my dad the weekend before that, but now you're going out.
I'm not flirting with your dad. You're just insecure.
Yes, you-
Okay,
He's not insecure. Hang on a second. Steve, cool your jets for a second. Melissa, you just said that you're going to take another man to a hotel. You're in a relationship with Steve.
How's he being insecure if you just admitted you're sleeping with
His dad's
Uncle
friend.
Bill, he calls him?
Whatever. It's his dad's best friend since childhood, and whatever, we hit it off, and he's got his head on straight, and he's hot,
hit it
and
off.
Oh
he's
my God, I
And
can't
he's
hear
hot.
this.
Now, how in the world did you meet this dad's friend?
his dad and I get along really well. To be honest, we actually hung out. I came into town, and I didn't tell you. Okay, let's just put it out
Yeah.
on at this
Well, there's
point. I
another
didn't
way
tell
of
you.
saying that, Melissa. You went behind my back.
Maybe I wasn't intending to stay with you much longer anyway, and I guess I was halfway checked out.
Apparently, you need somebody with a lot more money than I do to make you
Okay,
feel.
it's not
like,
even about the money. He's got his head on straight. You're all over the place. I am young, I'm hot, and I kind of just want to and I want to have a good time.
And
I don't want any strings
probably
attached.
you probably have
he's
herpes
a
now too,
young,
because
he's
my
a young
Uncle Bill
42.
has had herpes for many years. Did you know that?
We did not know
That's
that.
too much
We did not know.
information.
And we don't know that to be true, people. That is
listen,
speculation.
gonna just
I've
tell
known
you
him
how
for a long time. My dad has been friends with him for many years. He took him to the
Okay.
clinic when he first found out. And congratulations,
Okay.
Melissa.
Melissa?
Melissa, does his dad know about this?
Yes. Tom and I have had a great relationship since I
Tom.
met him over the last 2 years.
You and Tom.
Friday night, we were texting, and I said to your dad, hey, I'm thinking about coming in a day early. I could just use some time to decompress. I'm going to get a hotel. Your dad was like, hey, I'm with Bill. Come meet us. We're having drinks. One thing led to another. Bill and I wound up hanging out the whole night. Your dad left, and I wound up back at his place. And I'm sorry you had to find out like this. And yeah, your dad knew, so be mad at me. But your dad basically was like, I didn't see you guys working out anyway. Maybe you guys need family therapy because your dad doesn't see you as so great.
It's time that chicks get our power back.
No, I can't take you seriously because I just
power.
feel like I just want to go out there and have fun and be with this old rich guy for a while, and I'll jump out of that one and go do my own thing. Like, you don't want to have a relationship with anybody, but you just didn't tell Steve that you didn't want to be with him
Should've
anymore
just told
either.
Steve.
I don't want to be in a relationship with this guy. I'm in my 20s. I want to go have a good
Why
time.
wouldn't
and
you
I
tell him
spent part
then
of
when you were
college-
together? Because he said y'all been meeting up on weekends and being active.
Yeah, 2 years together. That's a
You
long
know,
time.
I didn't even realize how checked out I was until very recently.
I'm just glad I wore my Jimmy hats.
I don't know what that is.
A condom.
Condoms.
I've never heard of that.
What?
Oh, man.
No.
Yeah.
Wear a condom.
Yeah, there you go. The more you
Prevent
know.
unwanted pregnancy and
All right.
freaking STDs. Because Uncle Bill.
Oh, my God. Now, he was just saying that. We can't verify that. And he was just
He was pretty angry
very
about it.
hurt.
So we were
could
checking
verify it,
back
but I'm
in.
not doing that job.
I don't wanna find out.
Nobody cares. It's fine. Let it be what
Somebody
it is.
might care.
Steve is back on the phone to tell us how the weekend went, and we welcome him now. Thank you for being back on with us, Steve. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, Steve. Did you talk to your dad right away? Because he said some crappy things about his own son.
You know what? I confronted my dad pretty much right away, and it was not fun to have that conversation. And I kind of see that he was looking out for me.
Really?
How was he looking out for you when he did not tell you that his best friend Bill hooked up with your girlfriend?
He should have been the one to tell you.
I think it's better that I learned this about Melissa now than spending the next however many years of my life with her doing this kind of crap behind my back. Who knows if this has happened already?
She just sounded like a very immature girl because when you initially talked to us, you said you could see marriage with her after college, and she's
Yeah.
not in that place, dude. She just wanted to go out and mess around.
And you don't want to waste your senior year. That'd be the
Totally.
worst if this happened the next year you found
Yes.
out.
Eric's right. Look at the pros, man. You can party your senior year now.
And I don't want to toot my own horn, but those DMs that she was talking about, there's still some active interaction happening. And
Oh, then you weren't exactly being a good little boy, were you?
I was completely faithful. I never cheated on her after the beginning. Oh, you don't believe me?
I'm
No,
just
no,
saying
okay.
the way you're saying. I don't know. I mean, I
Hey,
didn't
even
know
if you
these
did,
DMs,
you're
but
19.
Yeah, I'm a lot more mature now. I'm 21.
You're saying you're going back to DMs from 2 years ago? You're going to go pursue those girls?
No, I'm saying like I still can get some DMs.
Well, of course. You're only 21. You're not 100. I mean, yes, you're going to be a senior in
100 could
college.
somehow get somebody.
You're living your best DM life right now, I guess. Just, you know.
I'm in shape. I got abs.
Okay, Steve. Sure. I'm glad that
What about
you're
Uncle Bill?
bouncing back from what happened last Thursday. My gosh.
What happened with Uncle Bill then? Did you confront? I mean, you might be happy with your dad because he proved she's not faithful, but
I don't think I'm ready to talk to Uncle.
Why would you want to talk to him? That guy's a jerk.
Let them have each other.
you can't let him get away with that.
What's he
He's
going to
just
do?
sad. He's
Yeah,
just
what's he
sad,
going to do,
man.
honestly, Eric?
Yeah.
Maybe he should just let it go. It's going to be awkward.
He's gonna go over and
awkward
beat
when he
his
sees
butt?
him.
Yeah.
But is he really going to go fight for the girl that betrayed him?
If you're
No.
a
That's
man-
not a girl worth fighting for.
No, but if you're a man, you go and
You at
kick
least
his ass.
acknowledge, I guess, the disrespect. But
Yeah,
I
if you're
don't
not going to
think you
fight
can
him, at
do
least
anything about
get in his
it.
face. And
I can tell Eric's been listening to Chicago again. I'm a man who will fight for your honor.
Oh my God, you guys should go out on tour.
Oh, yeah.
Karate Kid Part 2.
Yeah.
Karate Kid Part 2.
All right.
Man, your dad raised you right in some ways because I made my daughter watch that too.
Cobra Kai forever.
I hope, Brian, that's all you did. You didn't flirt with her friends.
Gross.
Maybe
I'm
that's what we don't
engaged.
know.
Goofball.
I gotta say,
then.
I am a little relieved that it wasn't my dad because he's the one I gotta live with.
Because it was totally sounding like it was going to be your dad, but no,
Yeah.
it was just his friend. And who cares if that for all you know, this could be over already between them. I mean, that's how.
Oh, he
pictures
got what he
work.
wanted, Rolla. Bill had his fun. You think he's going to
Well,
want to keep
Melissa
going
also
back to
had her
that?
fun, and
I think
maybe with his.
everybody had fun, but
Steve.
Steve's like having a lot of fun now from this point on.
Here's something to think about. Uncle Bill has a pretty hot-looking daughter, and she's exactly my age.
No.
Well,
No,
that's awkward.
no, no, no.
Because
Then
that
that's
means
using
Bill's going with
her.
the girl that is his daughter's age.
if you
and
like her
that's-
for real, if you like her, I
fine.
wouldn't use her because that's not fair to her.
And we're friends on Snapchat. We like each other's stuff all the time.
well, that definitely means you can knock it out then.
We're friends on Snapchat.
Oh, wow,
that
man.
means we're in a
We've
relationship.
shared some snaps.
Right, we can't have sex? What?
No.
Whatever you decide to pursue, that's your prerogative. Just don't do it out of revenge to hurt an innocent bystander. So don't go after Bill's daughter just to get to Bill.
Fine, whatever.
Well, take care of yourself and behave yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Take care, Steve. Bye.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye-bye. I like he has
Yeah.
manners. He called you man.
Hey there, buddy. I don't-
Ma'am.
Makes you feel like a
think
tax
it-
accountant.
But that means he's not going to listen to you. I think
He
he's
just
gonna
told
do
you
it.
that
what
was
you wanted to
sarcasm.
hear.
Yeah.
That was
I think-
sarcasm.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sure.
Now I'm going to go out and do whatever I want.
Whatever you guys say, weirdos. I don't know. Can we get that duet again from you guys? That was excellent.
I am a man who would fight for your honor.
Kevin shaking his head.
Oh, great song. Kevin, did you know that
He's
song?
leaving the room.
Kevin,
he has to go get his
remember
yogurt.
that song?
Yeah, of course.
It's from, who is it
That-
again?
I mean,
Who sang that?
Chicago?
Peter Cetera,
Peter Cetera.
Chicago. I was just at this David Foster, the guy who wrote all those Peter Cetera
cheesy
Chicago
songs?
Yeah, he wrote all those cheesy songs. He's married to Catherine McPhee.
It just reminds me of sitting in the dentist chair.
Yeah,
Totally.
Oh, yeah, it's Dennis
Or grocery
music.
store music for sure.
For sure.
You got time? Pull it up real quick.
Oh, my
from
God.
Chicago.
We got to hear that.
If you've not seen,
It's not
this-
Chicago, Rula.
It's Peter Cetera when he was
left.
solo.
Yeah.
So here's what
He
I
made that
learned.
clear.
David Foster's had this special on Netflix, I think, for almost 2
really
years,
talented.
maybe 2.5 years. And it tells you about every single superstar he is responsible for. Every single song that you hear in the dentist chair, Kevin, or that we hear in
Yeah.
the grocery store. It was a monstrous, amazing 70s, 80s, 90s hit. It all came from the hands of David Foster.
And yet he was on The Masked Singer. He even talked about that. I saw him in concert at this fundraiser, and he's like,
You can't help yourself. There you go.
That
that guy still alive?
Yeah, Peter Cetera?
Peter Cetera, yeah.
He's still
He
alive.
left Chicago like, I don't know, 30 years ago.
It was very dramatic. And then David Foster throws shade in that Netflix series. He goes, yeah, they're mad at me. What are they touring on? What hits? What hits are they singing on their tour still making them money? Right, I thought so.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Really?
Because it's David Foster music, baby.
A lot of times they play the stuff from the 70s. I remember it's like a lot of horns and it doesn't sound like the love
No.
ballads from the 80s.
No. They just decided they wanted to have hits. That's why they signed up with him.
I just remember Peter Cetera and Cher had a song called
After All.
After All in a movie called Chances Are, where Robert Downey Jr. comes back as a deceased man because he got his spirit shocked into him. And then the widowed wife.
Ryan O'Neal, the husband,
Ryan O'Neal died.
And then he's like up in heaven. He's
Ryan
like,
O'Neal's the best
I
friend
want
of
to
the
come
husband.
back. I got to come back.
He's like, I got to come back to see my wife.
Yes, but he
And
has
they
to
forgot
jump
to give
into
him
a
the shot.
baby.
They forgot to give him the shot.
So he remembered all his memories, and he came back as Robert Downey Jr., and he could remember that he was in love with her.
Because they jumped his spirit into a baby. There's a baby being born in D.C. right now. That's the closest I can get you to Baltimore.
Yeah.
He goes, okay, I'll jump into that baby. So he's the soul of that baby, but they didn't give him his inoculation to not have his old memories.
And of course, he's dating.
The daughter of the man who died.
Basically, it's his daughter.
Yes.
Yeah, he's dating
Is it
his own daughter.
or did someone else get her pregnant?
No, his daughter likes her. Likes him. His daughter likes him.
But was it his daughter?
But
or was
he
it-
realizes that's my kid. I can't go out with her. That's my kid.
Ew.
It
Yeah.
was such a crazy movie,
I
but it
think
was
everybody
hilarious.
who wrote movies in the 80s was on drugs.
Yeah, there's
Probably.
a lot of cocaine then, I guess.
Okay, coming up next in Celebrity Scoop. Have you ever tried to dress like somebody you liked on television? Like you love this character so much, you bought something that they were wearing on the show? It turns out a lot of people are doing this. And that's like who the top series character is that people want to dress like. Think about that. We'll talk about next in Scoop on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Now, y'all ready?
This is Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
On KRBE.
Now, I've come across an interesting story that really made me think. Did I ever do anything like this? When you're watching a show that you're really locked into, I don't care what decade it was, I don't care what year it was, I don't care how old you were. Did you try and dress like that character? Now, we all know the very famous Rachel hairstyle. America had been taken by storm with the Rachel haircut of Jennifer Aniston on Friends. Everybody wanted that haircut. But when it comes to the clothing, like who do you
I
emulate?
think the most famous would have been in the 80s. There's a show called Miami Vice.
Oh,
And a lot of guys were, even in Friends, because you said Friends, I thought about they would do a flashback of them in the 80s, late 80s, and they were wearing the
T-shirts,
T-shirt with the
white
blazer.
blazer that's pushed up
Yeah,
to the
they
elbows.
pushed up the sleeves. They pushed the sleeves up.
It would be like a Miami colored T-shirt,
Pink,
like blue, pink, green, Sam.
Yeah.
And they'd wear white button blazers, and they'd push them up to the elbows. That's like an '80s look.
Gross.
Yeah, look
The
it up.
Miami
Just look up
Vice
Miami
guys.
Vice suits.
And yes, you're right. In Friends, the flashback, Chandler goes over to Monica's house, and he's like, "Oh, Miami Viced out. It's all cool." When you think about, I guess somebody texted us, "Oh, they were in their Olivia Pope era." That's so true. Olivia Pope had amazing coats and amazing bags on ABC Scandal. She always had amazing coats.
Just put together.
And amazing bags. And then, how can we forget Sex and the City, Carrie Bradshaw?
Yeah, right there.
How many things? I mean, women know the designer
Drinks
shoe
alone.
labels and drinks alone. You're drinking the drinks. You're hoping you can afford the shoes. Nothing shook me more than the episode where Carrie Bradshaw had like $0 to her name, but she had hundreds of thousands of dollars of shoes. And she couldn't get her apartment. The apartment, like, rent control was up, and she was about to get ousted from her apartment. And the person at the bank is like, well, do you have any, like, savings? Do you have any, like, assets? Anything that we can, like, well, I have a lot of Jimmy Choo shoes and Louboutins.
Sell those.
Which are super expensive.
Manolo Blahniks, but
Yeah.
all $0. You can't do jack crap with
Dumb
that.
question for you guys because I don't know shoes. Like, say in 2001, whenever that show was big, she bought those shoes. She still has them. Are they worth anything? Do they lose value because
Oh, are they like the
they're out of
original
style?
Manolos?
Or are they collectibles? I don't. How does it work in that world?
Everything
You know?
comes back.
But he's talking about like a
Like, say she spent
used pair of
$500 or
those
$1,000.
shoes.
She bought those in 2001.
And then are you trying to resell them?
Yeah, like
Like, is it like the
or they lose
classic
total
Manolo
value.
Blahnik that they don't make anymore? That's a good question. I don't really know the answer to that, Eric. I don't. I think maybe for like a
Like,
shoe.
collectors would be like, oh, that's worth it because they don't make that anymore. And that's this
Right.
the 2001.
Yeah, like aged out. Like not aged out, but like they only made it that time and they don't make that one again. Is that what the thing was, Sam, in the movie when Big gave her the blue set of those Manolos? With the big rectangular rhinestone brooch on them.
Oh, I don't remember.
She had the royal blue shoes. That's
Yeah.
what he gave her. And I think that was a homage to maybe the early episodes of Sex and the City when she bought this pair of Manolos.
Oh, I don't know.
Because
I never
those are
put
the
those
Carrie
together.
Bradshaw
Yeah.
Manolos.
Makes sense though.
This is so weird. At the same time, there's two texts from two different people. And they both said, one said Punky Brewster. Another said, I would try to dress like Punky Brewster.
Punky Brewster was a show in the 80s of a little girl who always had like mismatched
Was it
colorful
rainbow
clothes.
colors or something? Or
Yeah, she always had like her hair and like
Punky power.
lopsided ponytails, and she would wear like overalls, or she had like different colors on her clothes.
Somebody
She's,
said
like,
their
messy.
sister would dress up as TLC.
Ooh.
Left eye.
Oh yeah, do you remember how big and baggy their clothes were?
Yeah.
And they would wear like they put like all this stuff on their
That was
clothes.
Kevin. Kevin had those big baggy jeans.
Yeah,
right?
I probably tried to dress like Puff Daddy and Mace. Those were
I
my
could
idols
totally
at the time.
see you
You're
doing
like,
that.
that didn't age
So
well.
baggy.
Am I-
Mine was
am I-
Adam Levine.
And my mom
Or
had a
not
yacht,
Adam Levine.
so I could
Oh my
be on the yacht.
Avril Lavigne. Sorry, I was like, wait, that didn't sound right.
You dressed like Adam Levine?
No,
Avril Lavigne.
You're
like,
the-
so like the white
Avril
undershirt with a tie.
yes, my dad's tie, like, and the spiky belt, and my hair, like.
Can I tell you a little
straight.
Rule and Ryan show
Levine.
history?
Sorry, oh my
A
god.
little Rule and Ryan show history with Avril Lavigne, and it's such a shame. It's a shameful story.
Uh-oh.
For radio because we know better. We know better, yet we fell for this. Avril Lavigne was the first live concert guest that we had for the Rule and Ryan show. It was at the Mercury Room downtown, which I don't know what's that called now.
Oh, I have no idea
It
what
got
it turned into,
destroyed
but it was on
during the
Main.
storm. Isn't
Did
that where Noel DJs?
The place with the wall that fell off?
Yeah. I
That
think
was
that's what it
Mercury Room?
I think it was the Mercury Room. Wow. Anyway, Avril Lavigne comes live to Houston for an event just for our show.
Whoa.
And
that's
who was
cool.
in her wheelhouse at that time? Like 14-year-old girls.
Yes.
Right. So all their parents had brought them, and they had like, it was like a huge crowd of screaming like preteens.
Yeah, you couldn't hear.
And she decided to take questions, but we did not know she was going to take questions. Or if we did, that's even more of a fail, but I don't recall us knowing. And
It's
so
supposed
what,
to be just play the songs. Say,
she's going to sing some songs
Quick
and
Q&A,
we would maybe talk to
something
her. And she was going to take some questions. And we were not prepared for her to do that because what would you do in a sea of tweens if the star was going to take questions? Well, you would probably try and vet some questions from some of the tweens to know what the question's going to be.
Right.
Nope.
Yeah.
We had to cold walk up to these tweens. And it was like tons of girls screaming, please pick me for the question. And so we'd walk up to the first girl and she'd had like a little crumpled piece of paper from like, the floor. Can you sign this for me?
That was a question.
Like that was a question.
It was
Or
an ask.
can I have your tie? Like it was.
Oh yeah, it wasn't even like, what's your
It wasn't-
favorite song?
No.
Or just they
And I was
giggle, they
like,
scream.
and Avril was just like, and I remember when we were interviewing her, she was like, I knew we were somewhere in Denver. She didn't know where we were.
We were in the imaging room to have her do drops.
Is that before or after the interview? I thought she said that
came
backstage.
back a few months later. No, that was in our.
that was in the imaging
We're just
room?
BSing with her. We're just hanging out. That was off the air.
Like,
It was two epic fails with Avril. But people did dress like her. You're right.
But think about that.
100%. That was
She didn't know
totally
where
my
she was
vibe.
because she
She
was
didn't know where she
traveling so
was.
much.
Yeah.
They just had her on that
Right.
machine.
Yeah, they just had her in the machine. Okay, here are the characters, the top 10 characters people like to dress like. And some of them I don't even know because there's so many TV shows. Y'all
Let's
tell
see if
me.
we know any of
Right.
these.
Number 10, we are talking about Carrie Bradshaw. People want to dress like her. They emulate her. Who's Villanelle? Villanelle is number 9 on this list, and
I
it
don't know
doesn't
that.
tell me the name of the show. Villanelle. Okay, we all don't know. Nobody in here knows.
don't know.
Cheryl Blossom. Cheryl Blossom.
Why does that
Anybody?
sound familiar?
Okay,
That
from
sounds familiar. Who is it?
We just got a caller that said they tried to dress like her.
Is it like Blossom? The girl.
This show was called Blossom.
Was that her
Or
first
was her
name?
first name was Cheryl?
I never knew.
Oh my God!
Those stupid hats.
Is it Cheryl Blossom from Riverdale?
Oh, no.
Okay, I'm
maybe
hoping
that's-
that.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
one is
Blossom's
she?
name was Blossom.
She has the red
The red
hair.
hair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Elena Gilbert. She from Gilmore Girls? No.
What's
okay.
Eaton Gilbert?
Monica Geller, we know her. She's
Oh,
number
yeah?
6 on the list from Friends. Number 5, Serena van der Woodsen. Is she from Gossip Girl?
Yeah, Serena.
Gossip Girl, yes.
Yeah, she
Number
was
4,
cool.
Blair Waldorf.
Gossip Girl.
Gossip
Girl.
That was the dark-haired girl. What was her real name? Oh, my God. I'm so bad with real names.
Leighton Meester.
Yeah, Leighton Meester.
We have so many people in this room that run the spectrum of all the TV shows, and the fact that we're all getting stumped is embarrassing because that means these people
Which
are
is so hard
too
nowadays
deep
because
now.
TV is not what it used to be, right?
We don't all watch everything. Number 3 on the list of people you like to film characters or TV characters you like to dress like. For wardrobe fans, you're a fan of Rory Gilmore from the Gilmore Girls. Number 3 on the list.
Wasn't she kind of plain?
Yeah, very. Like basic.
Mom jeans.
Yeah.
Number 2, Rachel Green. People like to dress like Rachel.
Not wear bras?
I know but none of
Yeah.
them wore bras.
No.
Phoebe and Rachel did not wear bras. It's like distracting how many headlights are in these episodes. Oh
like
my
bed-
God.
it-
Okay,
heating
number
bill.
1 person on the list. Can y'all take any guesses who the number 1 TV or film character people want to emulate the
Let's see.
wardrobe of
Well-
the most?
Emily in Paris.
It is a boy. It is not a girl. But
really?
Emily in Paris is the new Carrie Bradshaw.
That's got to be
Yeah, for sure. A boy.
It's a man.
Saved by the Bell.
Zach?
Mendes?
90s style.
Slater? I want to wear that wrestling onesie thingy, slinglet, whatever you wore.
What about someone more dapper, like James Bond?
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh,
No way.
Is that who it
James
is?
Bond.
Oh,
it is James
no
Bond.
way.
man.
James Bond is the number 1
Nice.
person whose wardrobe people want to emulate.
See, I guess I'm the common man.
Cool. Swanky and cool.
When I was in Monaco, I went to that place where they gambled.
Monaco? That's so funny. Booster was
I
looking
had
at
that
Monaco
tuxedo on. I walked
last
in there,
night
and I'm like, this
for a honeymoon.
wasn't very impressive, though, because you're used to, like, Vegas.
Yes.
This was, like, small. But I always want to play those chips that are weird looking, like a rectangle.
They have rectangular gambling chips in Monaco?
Yeah, they're like good. And you see
Have no idea.
James Bond, you see him always playing with those
Yes,
rectangle things.
yes,
By the way, they're saying that Lena Gilbert's from Vampire Diaries.
Oh, and Villanelle is from Killing Eve.
Yeah,
Thanks for
Killing
that,
Eve.
guys.
That just came on Netflix. I need to start watching that.
That's nice.
It's like 3 seasons, I think. It's supposed to be
Yeah, I'll
good.
watch
Girl from Grey's Anatomy's on it.
I'll pretend like I will say yes, I'll watch it, and I won't. There'll be more repeats of Bridgerton. Bridgerton!
Yeah, you watch it.
We are 3 days away from the next half of Bridgerton!
You watch the whole show over again. There's so many other things to watch.
Yes, because now, oh my God, breaking news.
Watch House of Dragons.
Season 2,
Yeah.
Miss Shama is a witch. She's a witch. If you rewatch season 2, she is not nice
Who?
in a very bad way.
Oh.
The main love character.
Mashama?
Yes, Shama.
No idea. who that is.
And what's her name? Edwina and Kate are the 2 sisters of season 2 that are the main.
I checked out after
Attraction.
1.
You didn't even barely watch
I was going to say,
that.
that's not really Eric's scene.
Moving along.
And
coming
was there a
up
dragon
next.
in it? Then I'd watch it.
We've been talking about this for a long time. It's gotten real expensive to eat, y'all. Really expensive to eat. Where's the cheapest city for dining out? Is it here? As shocked as we are by the prices?
Well, there's a lot of restaurants to go eat here. So
We will go over it and tell you where you're going to find some cheap food that's good and not make you have Montezuma's revenge. Next on The Roula and Ryan Show.